These lies spread by the media, without witnesses, without backup or anything else, are poisoning the minds of the electorate. No witnesses, no backup, no anything else.
So you would do that if you were in my position, you'd do that?
I'm not in your position. I'm asking you if that's something you will do.
I'm asking you, would you do that if you were in my position? If you would do that, you should never be in this position. Because you'd never get anything done. Go ahead, ask a question.
But the question, sir, was what did you want President Zelensky to do about Vice President Biden and his son Hunter?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, it was just a follow-up of what I just asked you, sir.
Listen, you ready? We have the President of Finland. Ask him a question.
I have one for him.
Still haven't ended it. They're negotiating. Are you considering taking action?
You know, they're negotiating garbage removal. Because almost everything the Washington Post does is fake. Here's your headline. Here's your headline. You know, we have thousands of people outside wanting to get in. They can't because you people got here first. But
Since you attacked CNN, can I ask you a question?
John Roberts, go ahead, John. No. John Roberts, go ahead. The fake news and the big tech is now coming into their own. We beat them 4 years ago. We surprised them. We took them by surprise. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
We want to save that beautiful heritage of ours. We have a great heritage. We're a great country. You are so lucky I'm president. That's all I can say.
And instead of asking a nasty, snarky question like that, you should ask a real question. It's a fake newspaper. It's owned by a rich guy for the purposes of giving him power in Washington. These people have taken over a vast part, a major part, a very good part of Seattle. Seattle's big stuff. That's a major city. And we have a governor who's a stiff.
Your campaign had an ad showing migrants climbing over walls and so on.
Well, that's true. But they weren't actors.
They're not going to be doing that.
They weren't actors. So here's your headline tomorrow. Protesters disturb the rally. One protester, a very weak voice.
5 months from now, we're going to defeat Sleepy Joe Biden. Boy, does he get a pass from these people, huh?
No, sir, I don't want to be rude. I just wanted you to have a chance to answer the question that I asked you.
I've answered everything. It's a whole hoax. And you know who's playing into the hoax? People like you. That information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public.
It's one big, ugly lie.
And we have a mayor who said, oh, this is going to be a love fest. I saw what went on with the hitting and the punching and the beating and all the other things going on in Seattle. And you have a governor that doesn't do a damn thing about it. November 3rd is a big day. Get out, get the parents, get the friends, get the husband, get the wife, get everybody. Now, the difference is they get everybody, even if they're not registered, if they're not citizens, if they're here illegally, they get everybody.
I just wanted to follow up on the one that I asked you. Which
Did you hear me?
Did
you hear me?
Yes,
Ask him a question.
I will, but
I've given you a long answer. Ask this gentleman a question. Don't be rude. Allowed any information that turned out to be so false and fake out. I think it's a disgrace. And you have a mayor that doesn't know she's alive. She's talking about it's going to be a love fest this summer. So these two reporters wrote this book, and they said, I want a moat with alligator snakes, electrified fences, so people get electrocuted if they so much as touch the fence, and spikes on top. It was a lie. CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. John Roberts of Fox. Let's go to a real network. I think it's incredible also that the radical left press doesn't cover it. They're acting like nothing happened. You turn on the news, you look at the news, you don't even see stories about it. We called him Shifty Schiff for nothing. He's a shifty, dishonest guy who, by the way, was critical of one of the great Secretary of States.
How about the CNN anchor standing in front of a building? So things are very peaceful here, and the building it looks like the biggest fire I've ever seen. The whole town is burned.
Remember the scene, fake news, CNN, that scene right there? Fire, but mostly peaceful protests after the police shooting. Standing in front of a building burning to the ground in Kenosha.
Go ahead. No, not you. Not you. Your organization's terrible. It would be really great if we could be covered fairly by the media. The media is the biggest problem we have as far as I'm concerned. Single biggest problem. Now she's going home to mom where she will be in big trouble. Because I guarantee you that mom voted for Trump.
You ever watch fake news CNN? You ever watch where they go?
I don't even use fake anymore. I call the fake news now corrupt news because fake isn't tough enough. And I'm the one that came up with the term. I'm very proud of it. But I think I'm going to switch it largely to corrupt news.
It's like the biggest fire. And he said, things are very good here, Anderson. I think it's these are wonderful people, Anderson.
Look what turned out. Nothing, not one thing he said there was accurate. Not one thing.
And what you are seeing now, these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours in Kenosha and into the early evening, which were largely peaceful demonstrations in the face of law enforcement.
The press can't write the kind of things they write, which are lies, lies, lies.
They're hundreds of miles away, though. They're hundreds and hundreds of miles away. That's not an invasion.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President,
that's enough.
Just so you have it, you asked the question. It was a total lie. It was corrupt reporting, okay?
Because you have an agenda. You're CNN. You're fake news. You have an agenda.
It's one big fix. He can't, there's an expression. He couldn't carry his blank strap. I won't say it because they'll say it was so terrible to say. But that guy couldn't carry his blank strap. Do you understand that?
These people call them protesters. Isn't it beautiful? It's so beautiful. No, they're so wonderful.
And the fake news media that we have in this country, and I say in many cases, the corrupt media, because you're corrupt. Much of the media in this country is not just fake, it's corrupt. If the right ever took over a city, conservative Republicans took over a city, it would be the biggest story in history.
So then, I finished saluting, my final salute. I said, thank goodness, thank you very much.
Some Trump supporters, let's play what they said.
David Duke and people like that, they come out from under the rocks all the time around this time this year. It got nothing to do with Donald Trump. We're all Americans. I think we need to stop with all the racist stuff and the race baiting. Like me and my friend right here, we just met today, we was talking. We got to stop with the racist stuff and this, that. We all Americans, man, and nobody paying David Duke no mind.
Clearly, let me just be clear here. Obviously, the majority of Donald Trump supporters are not African American. I don't know how many African Americans were in that building, but that is one person that we have chosen to cut that sound from.
It's corrupt. You have corrupt media in this country, and it truly is the enemy of the people. Thank you very much. Thank you. So just to finish up, you see what's happening? The process is rigged. These lies spread by the media, without witnesses, without backup or anything else, are poisoning the minds of the electorate. No witnesses, no backup, no anything else.
I have certain rules I live by. My first rule, I don't believe anything the government tells me. Nothing. Zero. Those sons of...
You're with the Illuminati.
You are at a level now where I can die next to you.
Time for you to die!
I can see your eyes have more power in them. That's good.